Hi, this is chapter 23 of our novel The Enchanted Wood. This chapter is called They Get Into Trouble. The captain took them through the village and up to the wooden fort. It was very like a toy fort that Joe had once had. It even had a wooden drawbridge that it could be pulled up or let down. It was let down for them to walk over. Toy cannons stood here and there. Joe went up to one. "Funny old cannon," he said. "Look, there's a knob to pull back and then let go, just like the toy cannon I had in my little fort at home." He pulled back the knob, let it go, and bang! The cannon went off with a loud noise. The wobbly man was so shocked that he almost fell over, and it took a lot of wobbles to get him to stand upright again. The toys in the village below were frightened when the cannon went bang, and they rushed out of their little houses and ran for their lives. The captain was very angry indeed. "Now see what you've done," he said to Joe. "Let off the cannon and scared everybody. You must be mad." "I'm very sorry," said Joe. "I never thought that the cannon would go off like that." "Well, what did you think it would do?" said the captain angrily. "Whistle a tune or dance a jig?" Nobody dared to laugh. The captain led them on, and soon they came to a door that led into a wooden tower. They went in and found themselves in a room with a table and a chair at one end and nothing else. The captain sat himself down on the chair. "Stand up straight," he said. Everyone stood up very straight, even Saucepan. "Salute," said the captain, and everybody saluted, though Moonface used the wrong hand. "Dismiss," said the captain, and everyone stared. What did that mean? "No, that's wrong," said the captain. "Don't dismiss, stand at ease." They obeyed. The captain rapped loudly on the table. "You are accused of not being toys. You are accused of punching wobbly men. You are accused of setting off cannons. You—" "Only one wobbly man and one cannon," said Joe. "We're sorry. We won't do it again. We'll dismiss now." But before they could go, they heard the noise of marching feet, and into the room about 50 toy soldiers, all very wooden. They surrounded the children and the others. "To the deepest dungeon with them," shouted the captain. "No!" shouted Joe, and he pushed the nearest soldier hard. The soldier fell against the soldier next to him and knocked him over. That one fell against the next one, and he went down, too, knocking the soldier next to him, and before 5 seconds had passed, every soldier was lying flat on the floor. "It's like playing dominoes. Not the first over, and down goes the whole row," said Franny with a giggle. The captain looked alarmed. What was he to do with the people like these? Goodness! One push and all his soldiers were down. He banged on the table. "Order! Order! Get up! Do you think you are Skittles, men?" The men got up, but none of them would go near the little group of 6 prisoners. "Now listen," said the captain. "Either you become toys or you go to the deepest dungeon. You can choose." "All right, we'll be toys then," said Joe with his grin. "I'll be a clockwork clown and go head over heels all the time." He began to go head over heels all round the room, and knocking into one of the soldiers, down they all went again, like a row of skittles. "Right, you're a clockwork clown," said the captain. "What will you be?" as he said, pointing to Moonface. "A teddy bear," grinned Moonface, "with a growl in my middle." And he pressed himself in the middle and pretended to growl. "I'll be a doll," said Silky, and began to walk around stiffly like a doll. "And I'll be a furry grey rabbit," said the Saucepan Man. "I'll grow long floppy ears and grey fur." "We'll be dolls," said Beth and Franny together, and they walked about stiffly like Silky, giggling all the time. "Right," said the captain thankfully. "You are now toys and can remain in the land of toys. Dismiss." The 6 of them went out laughing, Joe still turning head over heels just for fun. They went over the drawbridge and into the town. In the distance they saw an enormous Noah's Ark. "Let's go and see if the animals are coming 2 by 2, said Beth as they set off. Franny was just going to say something to Saucepan, who was in front of her, when she stopped. She stared hard. She saw something very peculiar. Saucepan wore a saucepan for a hat, as usual, but, goodness, he had suddenly grown 2 huge floppy ears. The saucepan sat on top, looking very odd. "Saucepan?" said Franny, astonished. "Saucepan, what's wrong with you?" Saucepan turned round surprised, and everyone got a tremendous shock. His face was covered in grey fur and had very long whiskers. "He's a toy rabbit," said Franny, with a squeal. "Saucepan, you're a toy rabbit. You said you would be, and now you are." They were all very surprised. They stared and stared at poor Saucepan. How peculiar to see his face all grey, topped with 2 floppy ears and long quivering whiskers. Saucepan looked at himself in one of his bright pans, which he used as a mirror. He was shocked to see such a furry face looking back at him. He gazed round at the others as they stared. Then he gave a shout and pointed to Joe. "Well, look at him! He's a clockwork clown now, hat and all. Yes, he's got a key in his back." "Joe, you're a clown. No wonder you kept going head over heels." Joe turned another somersault at once. The others gazed at him. Yes, Joe was a clown, with a clown's hat and suit. His face was dabbed red and white like a clown's too. Franny looked at the others and squealed again. "Look at Moonface! He's a fat round little teddy bear with a round teddy bear face. That's hardly like Moonface's at all. Oh, Moonface, is it really you?" "Yes," said Moonface, putting his hand up to feel his face. "Oh dear, I've gone all furry. Where are my clothes? They've gone." Joe pressed him in the middle. An alarming growl came out. "Grrr." "Don't," said Silky. "You made me jump. Don't press him again, Joe. Oh my goodness, this is dreadful. We're all toys. Look at me." "You're not so bad," said Joe, looking at her. "You're the prettiest doll I ever saw. And Beth and Franny are dolls too. Look at them walking about as stiff as they can be. Beth, can you sit down?" "Not very easily," said Beth, trying to sit in a nearby wall. "I can't seem to bend. I can't shut my eyes either." "Perhaps they will shut when you lie down," said Moonface, speaking in a funny growling voice. So Beth lay down on some grass for a moment, and at once her eyes shut. "Yes, we're really toys," said Franny. "It must have begun to happen when we said we'd be toys and chose what we'd be, but we only said it for fun." "I know, but you never know what happened in the land that comes at the top of the faraway tree," said Joe. "Moonface, will we stop being toys when we get out of this land?" "No, I don't think so," said Teddy Bear. "And anyway, how do you think we're going to go head over heels down the faraway tree? We'll just have to hope this will all wear off." "I don't like being a toy rabbit," said Saucepan sadly. "I feel silly. Do you think my face will become my own again if I wash it?" "No," said Joe, turning his head over heels for about 50th time. "Toy rabbits always stay furry. It's your ears that look so funny, with that saucepan stuck at the top of them. Why don't you take it off?" "Well, I might get cold," said Saucepan. "I always wear a hat. I don't feel right without a saucepan for a hat." "You certainly don't look right now," said Moonface in his growly voice. "Nor do you," said Saucepan. "I wish you'd look like Moonface again. I don't like you like that." "Oh, come on," said Joe, going head over heels again. "Let's explore the village of toys and hope this wears off. If only I didn't have to go head over heels so often. I'm getting very tired of it." "So are we," said Franny, getting out of his way. "Do keep over there, Joe. You'll knock me over." The little group went on through the village of toys. Nobody took much notice of them now, because they looked exactly like toys. Wobbly men wobbled about, looking very busy, and teddy bears laced around, fat and cheerful looking. Dolls of all kinds went here and there, and they saw the little clockwork mouse again. "Meow," said Saucepan, and it fled. "You're unkind to it," said Franny. "It's a dear little thing. Oh dear, I do feel funny. Walking stiffly like this, I'm sure I couldn't run, even if I had to. Look, here come the Noah's Ark animals," said Joe, getting up from another somersault. 2 by 2, just as they should. 2 lions, 2 bears, 2 rabbits, 2 ducks, 2 mice, went on Franny. "Meow," said the saucepan again. "Meow." But Noah's Ark mice took no notice of him. However, somebody else did. Behind the mice were 2 cats. One of them left the row of animals and came over to the saucepan, glaring at him. "What did you just say then?" said the wooden cat. "Meow," said Saucepan. "Meow, meow, meow." "How dare you call me such rude names?" said the cat. and showed claws in her wooden paws. Saucepan backed away hurriedly. I didn't mean to call you names, she said. I just said meow, meow, meow to the mice. Well, that means you're a very ugly cat with a crooked tail, said the cat angrily. My tail is not crooked. Don't use cat language if you don't know what it means. Get back in line, cat, called Mr. Noah, and the cat obeyed. Saucepan was very relieved. Goodness, to think those simple meows had meant all that in cat language. He really must be careful. Let's go on, he said to the others, who were as surprised as he was. Moonface might suddenly begin to growl, and goodness knows what that might mean in bear language. We don't want those 2 white bears and the 2 brown ones to come after us. Well, let's go another way, said Joe gloomily, turning around at another somersault. Blow this head over heels business. I'm tired of it. They turned down another way. Oh dear. Was this strange spell wearing off yet? It didn't seem like it. And that's the end of chapter 20.